Is it flipped for me?
All right.
In my
We just went
okay,
live.
cool.
I know you look
All
good.
right,
I mean,
cool.
it doesn't even make a
Okay,
difference if
cool.
it's flipped, right? Like, I don't think it matters. All right, so we
All
got
right,
the ninth,
beautiful.
we got the 11th pick here. So Caleb, the way I'm going to do these streams, I'm going to pay the entry fee for us, and if we finish in the top 10, we're going to split it. So
Beautiful.
I want to say it's like 300K up top, maybe 250. But yeah, there's a lot to be won here. It's cumulative. You've been drafting on here quite a bit, right?
I've drafted on here a little
Okay,
bit,
yeah.
not a ton. I'm going to though.
All right, yeah. So my rankings are in here. They're like already preset, but obviously we'll try to build some stacks, try to do something maybe a little unique. I've already auto drafted like 100. This is my 142nd team. I've probably auto drafted about 135 of those. So I have plenty of teams that are strictly going off the rankings. So we can have a little fun with this team. Maybe get a little wild if we want to.
All right, cool. I'm down with that.
All right, it's on Twitter, by the way. You wanted me to let you know when it went live on there.
Yep.
I finally paid for StreamYard Premium today. It was definitely worth it. I should have done it a while ago. It made it a lot simpler to set this up. All right, what are we thinking? We're going to have 11-14. I mean, we could do something like crazy, like, you could go double running back here, but I don't really like it. I think you kind of have to go double receiver here, unless you go Pollard at 14, which I kind of like. But what are you thinking here? I usually go Amon-Ra here at 11.
What do we got? Lamb, yeah, for sure. Raw, no doubt. If he stays.
I love that they highlight him red on this site. He's always available because of that.
Yep. I'm down with Raw, 100%.
Right, let's go Raw. And then I kind of think I'd be tempted to go Pollard just to start securing a good running back. But if Brown or Adams is there, it's hard not to take them. Okay, they're both there. What do you want to do? You want to go double receiver here or take Pollard?
I'm a receiver guy all the way. I'd take Adams here
so
probably.
Much Pollard, so I think this is a fine spot. I was taking Pollard a lot when his ADP was higher, so now that it's kind of gotten to exactly where he is in my rankings, I probably won't get him quite as often. So this is these teams go 20 deep. So I think we probably want to go, I usually go 3 QBs, 3 tight ends, 6 running backs, 8 receivers. But when I'm hand drafting, sometimes I'll get a little weird with the build. I kind of like going 2 QB if we can get some studs.
Right.
What kind of builds have you been? What's like the weirdest build you've been doing?
Okay, so I've actually been keeping up with a lot of stats and such. I've actually seen it's not a bad idea to just go 4 late tight ends.
Yeah, especially if you get the guys like the Musgrave type guys who are going to be out there every snap. It's like they're going to have good weeks.
I like mixing in the archetypes of tight ends, like, maybe safer guys like Hunter Henry, Hayden Hurst, and then get some upside like Isaiah Likely, Trey McBride.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying? Mixing like the archetypes in.
Dude, you know who I just moved up in my update that I put out yesterday on Really Good Picks? I moved up David Njoku a little bit.
I cannot stop clicking him.
Yeah, dude. I feel like
every time
I am doing these auto drafts and I check like how much Njoku am I getting, his ADP just keeps moving. And I realize whenever ADP moves, you don't want to just automatically move the guy. You want to like evaluate like, is his value really going up? And I kind of think it is. Like based on preseason, he really looks like he's going to be just an every down tight end. Yeah. And I feel like that's what he's been lacking his whole career is the opportunities on every snap.
Nah, I agree 100%.
All right, we got a little ways to go here, dude. This is a cool setup. I like this. Feed. All right.
Yeah, this is clean for sure. I like this. How they've got. Yeah, that's nice.
The cool thing about drafters right now is that you're not only getting the overlay, you're getting the bonus at the bottom of the screen, but also not even pictured is they're giving bonuses for like every 10 drafts that you join, they give you a free one. So it's almost like 10% of your entries back. And
pretty much.
And they're going to overlay too. So you're getting positive expected value on each entry. And it's a type of format. It's a type of format where the overlay is like more directly obvious how it works because it's just a season-long contest. So every single lineup is competing against each other in the whole field. So every
Right.
team that's missing is just less lineups that you'll see in the standings. Whereas in underdog, it's like it's confusing, right? Or like DraftKings, if there's overlay, they just pick like teams that finish third or fourth in their league that are the highest scoring teams. So if you have high scoring teams that don't make the playoffs, you just hope that you wake up one day and you have a playoff
Right.
team.
I got a question for you. I want your input on this because I've been telling a lot of people I'm pretty firm on this. What percent of teams do you think are completely dead before season ever starts? Just based on
Yeah.
poor like drafting terribly.
I think I would say less. I think I'd probably say like 15%. I know you're going to say more.
Yeah.
I think most people say more. I think there's
Yeah.
probably 30% of teams that are horribly constructed.
That's what
But I
was
wouldn't say that
25,
they're
30.
dead. I feel like because I intentionally construct some horrible teams sometimes because I think that no one sharp, like no one who's making good picks is constructing terribly. So I feel like there's like an edge to be had maybe in doing something really weird and dumb, but then picking all the sharp receivers, like ending your draft with like Mac Hollins and like Hardy, like no one else is taking those guys that's also making stupid picks. So, or stupid like construction. So I kind of like the like angle of like, I'm going to take two QBs with the same bye week, like stack two teams with the same bye week. Cause who the hell would do that? And then, but that's more of an underdog thing. That doesn't really apply to drafters because you're just trying to go cumulative most points scored. So that's where I think you're right, that maybe like 30% of these teams are dead. Because if you don't construct this team right, there's no way you're going to have the most points in the regular season. All right, we're coming up here. We're getting close.
Have the QBs been falling that far on here?
Yeah, that was longer than usual for Allen and
I
Hurts
haven't noticed them
late.
fall.
I wish we were in this range. I would love to take them there.
Yeah, I can't believe that they fell that far.
Okay, so there's no way we're taking Taylor.
No.
I think it's clearly Ramondre here, right? I think he's ranked quite a bit higher than all these other guys for me.
I like Ramondre as well.
And you can see his ADP is quite a bit better. I think we go Ramondre because I bet we get ETN or Mixon on the loop.
Yeah, I like.
Good thing I didn't time out there and get stuck with JT. Dude, my buddy texted me earlier today, and he said this guy took Justin Jefferson in the first round, and in the third round, he ran out of time and took Kirk Cousins because he had put him in his queue so he wouldn't forget. How awful is that? All right, here we go. What do you like here? ETN or are you taking more ETN or Mixon this year?
I have no Mixon. I do not like Mixon.
I have a lot more ETN.
ETN for sure.
This is going to be a pretty similar build to some of my other ones, but I think it's the right decision here. Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. I do not like Joe Mixon where he's going. If he falls, I'll take him, but man,
I don't hate him. I think Joe Mixon and Najee Harris are getting a little hate. But see, someone just took Najee. Like, I would never be taking Najee at 39, but I would take him at like 45, 46.
I can convince myself to draft Mixon. I'm not drafting Najee.
I have so much Jalen Warren that at this point I don't want Najee to do well, but I kind of thought he'd fall. I mean, everybody sharp is out there saying fade Najee Harris for what feels like months. And the guy never falls. So there's got to be some smart people out there that are taking him. I've seen a guy on Twitter. There's a guy that's pretty sharp on Twitter who constantly talks about how he has like 80% Najee exposure. So this guy's like single-handedly just like keeping Najee's ADP higher than it should be.
There's definitely some takes that some sharps make that I wouldn't say I agree with for sure.
That's always true, right? There's going to be people on both sides of some takes. That's what makes the whole interesting fun, though. The whole industry fun. Like I think best ball in particular, the trend in best ball now is that people say don't make player takes, build strategically. But then you see these people with these portfolios of players where every player in the field is like 6 to 12% owned. And you're just like, dude, how is that even fun? Like you're just taking every player in the whole field. Like there's so many guys I have 0% of, and I like playing that way.
Same. I'm not like, even though I'm doing a lot of drafts, like a lot of people build like a portfolio-esque, I'm still kind of locked in on. What would you say your biggest hot take best ball choice is? Everybody's got them.
Yeah, that's a good question. I have so much Miles Sanders. I think that because he didn't play in the preseason, I think everybody is just kind of like forgetting about him. But I think there's a pretty good chance he's like an every down back there. And then Hubbard just like spells him occasionally. But if he could get over 75% snap share, then he's an absolute steal at his spot,
Yep.
even if that offense is bad.
Staying on the Panthers, my highest owned player of any position is Mingo. Ball's got to
I
go
like that.
somewhere.
Yeah, I
Like
like
they
that a
have
lot.
to throw. Like they may not be the best offense, which is fine, but the ball has to go to somebody. And it's,
Right.
I mean, Thielen is up there in years.
Yeah, I've got Thielen a
Like,
little above Mingo. He's just been getting
yeah,
peppered in preseason, and
yeah.
dude, this is the wildest narrative in the world. But I believe his wife in the offseason kept saying he's playing great, and the Minnesota coaches are just screwing him. His wife was on social media saying the coaches hate him in Minnesota. They won't scheme up plays for him. He's losing motivation to try on this team. So I was like, you know what? Like, who would know better than the guy's wife, right? Like, it's probably a dumb narrative to chase, but I saw in preseason that I thought he looked really good. So I moved him up. I didn't move him up just for the wife thing, but it's always been in the back of my mind of like, if this guy looks good in preseason, I'm going to buy in a little harder because of that.
I like Thielen and Mingo both. I feel like somebody out of that offense is just going to smash.
They're all going way too low. I think someone's going to play well and win leagues. Let's try to get some of those guys. We'll get Mingo in this draft.
Bryce Young's not a bad.
We're coming up
QB.
here. I think. Oh, this is Are
we at the top of the queue right here?
What was that?
Okay, I was just making sure we were. It looked like we weren't at the top of the queue.
I don't know much about this groin injury. Do you know much about this Evans injury? I honestly don't. I haven't really heard all that much.
Not at all. A lot of injury cues.
Yeah. I definitely don't want Judy McLaurin here. I think I think we go Madison here because there's plenty of receivers. Do you like Madison?
I'm down with. I'm about even on the field with Madison. I don't mind Madison.
Yeah. Okay, which receiver do you want to take here? I've been taking a lot of Evans, so I can pass on him if there's someone else you want to take a shot on. I'm up for it.
I think Baker Mayfield is absolutely horrendous, but with that being said, I would take Mike. I'm in on the Buccaneers guys.
Yeah, really. I've been taking a lot of Marquise Brown all offseason, and now I'm a little concerned they're just going to tank so hard that they don't even have him on the field. So,
I think you take Mike. I'm going to explain my little reasoning for Mike because I'm drafting a ton of him. So Baker over his career has been an awful NFL QB. We all know that. Not very subpar because he contests a lot of stuff that probably shouldn't be contested.
Right.
I can't think of too many better contested catchers than Mike Evans. So
dude, we are so in sync on that. That's why I have him ranked ahead of Godwin, even though Godwin's ADP is a lot lower. Because I'm like, Godwin's a precision route runner. Since when does Baker Mayfield throw precise balls? He's going to be chucking it up to Mike. And that's like, Mike is more of a boom week type of guy. When you're playing with Brady and your offense is successful, then Godwin can have boom weeks. But yeah, I just worry Godwin's ceiling is just a little lower on a week-to-week basis. And when you're taking Evans in the 60s here, all you're really asking for is like 4 or 5 huge games. You don't need him to be that consistent at this draft capital.
Mike's never had under 1,000-yard season since he's touched the league. Not a single
and I want him to have 0-point weeks and then like 25-point weeks.
I'm expecting.
How I imagine Baker Mayfield's top receiver plays.
I'm expecting like 6 or 26, pretty much out of week. It's either going to be nothing, or I think Baker's going to get rewarded for some bad passes with Mike, just because guys like Mike he's going to be his bailout. Kind of like you remember the Jameis Winston season, right? Where Jameis was like real life, but he put up monster fantasy points.
Yeah, exactly. All right, our next selections are going to be 83 and 86. That's a good range. Like, I like picking in here. This is where I take a lot of Deshaun Watson. This is where I might go down and get Herbert if I needed him. But
I think we're probably sitting solid at RB because we got.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, we need to go down to Herbert at that range. He's a little. You can wait on him longer. We won't get him in this draft, but that's fine. I like to, I always try to value draft. There's not a lot of guys I'll reach on until the late rounds. At the end, I'll reach for Michael Wilson and, those type of guys. But I like if we can get 5 solid running backs, then I don't think we need to take a 6th. I think then we could just take an extra tight end or receiver.
Man, how late is too late for Jerry Jeudy? Like, where do you think he should be picked? Because, like, man,
I think
he's talented.
I have him ranked in the 70s. So if he falls to us at 83, I think we just take him.
I think we got to take him. I do believe I always try to bet on talent, and I think he's talented.
Yeah, it's just on drafters, we talked about this. It's a little more of a disadvantage to take an injured guy because there's no playoffs. So you're not like, it's not like, oh, if I can survive to the playoffs, then I'll have Jerry Jeudy. It's like, all right, these early weeks, I better get contributions from my other guys that put me at the top of the leaderboard, because you got to kind of you got to be in the top 1,000 through like 5 or 6 weeks. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to climb all the way back.
I wasn't in on the Broncos last year. Now, after they were horrible, now I don't know. They literally had one.
I love taking Sutton.
Yeah. I'm taking Sutton Mims. I'm in on all the Broncos. I think they have one of the worst coaches the league's probably ever seen.
This guy that's between our 2 picks needs a QB. So if we want Watson, we'd probably want to grab him. Let's see what his roster looks like.
Chubb.
He's Chubb, so he's probably less likely to take Watson. That's good to know.
I would never do it, but some people are.
Dude, people are. Yeah,
I would never take that. Probably.
If Jeudy gets to us, we definitely just take him.
Yeah, I
think. Yeah. Although, I like Akers here too.
Where's Njoku been going at? On here,
112. But I think I have him ranked like right around 100. So if we go Watson at 86,
I would love to get Njoku with our next set of picks.
Yeah, if we get Njoku at 107,
or
that would be great.
Even.
Jeudy just went, so I don't think this guy is going to take Watson. I think that would be pretty ridiculous. So I think we bank on him being reasonable, and we grab Akers, and I think we go with a 5 running back build here, and because I think Stevenson and Etienne are pretty high floor running backs. So if we have just 5 running backs, then we could take an extra receiver later. Do you like that?
That's understood. Yeah, I'm down with Cam here.
Okay, and then let's hope we get Watson.
If this guy takes, there's no way this guy
goes Watson Chubb. That would just be
he's the best if he takes Watson Chubb. I would never do that, to be honest. But
this is his 35th draft. Sometimes, so like this number that shows you like what draft it is for these people.
That's cool.
That's actually kind of helpful because it tells you that like this person's probably not a complete moron.
Who do you take right there? Sky?
Yeah, let me look. Hold on. He went Sky and James Conner. So he's building. He's just value drafting. He's just taking his guys. Really, he's not even value drafting because Sky is. I mean, I guess he's a fine pick there. I have him a little lower, but some people like him a lot. Yeah, he's just.
Yeah, I haven't been.
I don't know what he's just picking his guys. I
haven't been wanting to touch Sky either. I'm in on Tony and Rice a lot.
Yeah, I just don't really want to I take a lot of Marquez Valdez-Scantling. It's just like
or Scantling.
It's like why bother with Rice? Wow, someone took Ingram pretty aggressively there. I guess they needed a tight end. I like having empty positions. Like I'm totally comfortable with it. I guess I shouldn't say I like it, but I just don't mind it at all. Like I'll get to round 14 with no tight ends because I know there's so many good options at every position late in the draft, except for quarterback, that I'm willing to kind of wait on anything.
2 guys, if we can get both of them, cool. If we can't, that's fine. 2 dudes I would love to get with Watson or Njoku and Donovan Peoples-Jones. I don't know.
I'm totally with you there, yeah.
Donovan Peoples-Jones and Watson were kind of doing their thing towards the end of the season. Elijah Moore might be good, keyword.
Yeah.
But didn't really show. I don't know. I don't see why. Why is Elijah Moore going, 65, 70 spots above DPJ? That doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, especially because he'll probably just play the slot. And I think DPJ will be an every down guy on the outside.
DPJ was going crazy towards the end of last season.
He was.
Him and Watson.
I think he'll play a lot more snaps than Elijah Moore will play.
Yeah,
but
I don't understand.
I still have Moore ranked higher, though, just because I think Moore will have some big stealing games. I think when they fall behind and they go 3 wide receiver sets for the whole second half, I kind of just see Watson just hitting more over the middle repeatedly. But that's also why I like Njoku so much. I'd rather take Njoku at his price than more.
Do you want this to be a 2 QB, 3 QB? What you thinking? We could go either way.
I think 3 QB. We don't really have a legitimate stud. And there's 20 roster spots. And there's been a lot of research into like what construction wins on drafters. And 3 QB is technically the best. It usually is the winning. The top teams are almost always 3 QB. So
you mind clicking QB for me real fast? There might be a stud that people are undervaluing still.
Are you going to say Anthony Richardson?
Danny Dimes, man.
Oh, dude,
Danny
I have
Dimes.
so much Danny Dimes.
He should. I would draft him above Dak 10 times out of 10. Well, I guess on here that's where they're going, but who would I take Danny over?
Let me open another drafters tab, and I'm going to pull up my.
I just can't understand why Danny is. Somebody just took him too. That's annoying.
How many picks away are we? I'm not looking at
it. It's kind of cut off for me. I think we're 1, 2, 3. I think we're 4.
I think we have time. All right, check this out. I'm going to share this screen instead. Do you see this now?
Yep.
Here's my QB exposures. Oh, you know what? I have a ton of Danny Dimes on Underdog, but not on drafters. For whatever reason, he goes later on Underdog. But yeah, I ended up with I get a ton of Watson. I
like all those right there. All those guys are guys that Lamar's my highest owned.
Yeah. I would like to have even more Lamar. It's just hard because it really depends on where your pick is.
Yeah.
All right, we're about to be up again. Let's see. We're
what picks do we have? 107.
2 spots away. And Njoku's still
available.
Njoku's
still available at receiver.
We have really no need for Tua. I like Pat Freiermuth also, but obviously if we can take Njoku, we will. I don't know why this insists on scrolling itself over there. Okay, we're up. So we definitely grab Njoku here.
Njoku for sure.
Especially because this guy could use a tight end. So, all right. Let's think about what we want to do on our next pick.
Is Rashad Bateman around or no? I don't know where he's been going.
I would think he's gone. I think he's already gone.
Okay.
All
right. So definitely down for Njoku.
Our next pick, I like Pat Freiermuth a lot. So we could just double up on tight end.
I'm going to leave it up to you. We can go Muth. My favorite pick here is probably Zay Jones. I'm kind of like,
dude, I love Zay Jones. I love Zay.
I really like Zay.
If you want Zay here, you know what? We only have 3 receivers, so it might be a good time to grab Zay.
That's what I was thinking. I love Zay.
I'm in. We'll get tight ends later. I know we both have a lot of late tight ends we love, so let's put Zay on this team.
I like Christian Kirk, but man, like I remember what you posted about, Zay being on the field a lot in preseason. I think Zay Jones could eat in the Christian Kirk's job. I think Zay Jones is actually talented.
Think the outside. I think you're going to see Ridley Zay on the outside.
Yeah,
and I think that they're going to run more 2 wide receiver sets than people think. And Kirk is going to play 60%, 70% snaps. And people are going to be like, why was I reaching for Kirk?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any Kirk at all.
I'm not a big fan of Kirk. Kirk's ADP's done nothing but drop since that. I don't really want Kirk.
Yeah, check this out. I have 0.
Yeah, I don't have much either. I believe.
19% Zay.
Love 19% Zay.
Yeah. Well, adding to that here, I love it. All right, so let's start thinking about, do we want to incorporate a second stack? We want DPJ. Let's see, where's he at?
If Goff is still on the board, I wouldn't hate grabbing Goff with the raw. Or Jimmy G. I really like to pair my stud receivers with their QB. So
we really need to get DPJ, or the stack is going to be incomplete. But I think we do it at 155. I don't think reaching this far would be ridiculous. So I think at 155, after these next 2 picks, we put Zay in the queue or Donovan in the queue.
Yeah,
and we take him.
I think he's like we'd be reaching a little bit, but I think he's like his ADP should be lower anyway.
I agree. I have him ranked higher. I bet he'll be one of the top guys when we get to that pick.
Yeah, I'm
So,
not against that.
so what we could do is we could take some Carolina receivers, and then like we could take DPJ and then take like Mingo, and then we could get Bryce later.
I'm down for Bryce. I like Bryce. Right now, who do we have open?
Goff does
Right
make
now
sense.
we
We're
have
gonna be at 131, 134. Goff makes a lot of sense there.
Baker, Jimmy, and Goff open right now as it sits because we've got Mike for Baker, Jimmy with Devontae, and then Goff with Rob. But I do
But I
like
really
Goff.
only like Goff there.
That's understandable.
Yeah. So I just have no interest in Baker. I mean, I don't think I've
I
drafted
hate Baker,
I don't think I've
man.
ever clicked on his name. He's just like he could easily get replaced.
Yeah, I might be the biggest Baker Mayfield hater on the planet. I do not like Baker Mayfield at all.
All right, well, we're 6 picks away and Dak is still there. So obviously if Dak is still around at 131, then we just take Dak and then grab a Dallas receiver. But I think we go Goff.
Yeah.
What do we want to do with our second pick? There's a lot of people are clearly reaching. So there's a lot of guys that are not usually here at 131 that are about to be there. Who do you
I think
like
we
the
should
most?
wait on RB. I think we've got 4. I don't think we should press on RB at any
Okay.
time right now because we've got 4 really, really solid RBs,
Yeah.
I think.
Would you want to go with someone like Boyd or Lazard?
Boyd, I would prefer Boyd. I think Boyd's the other guy with Zay that I think's undervalued because you've got the upside of one of the big two gets hurt. Boyd's going to have his spike weeks anyways.
All right, we could probably take Goff first. I mean, this guy can't just keep taking wide receivers, right? Like
2, 4, 6.
He's going to have to take another position here. There's 2 good running backs on the board. Boyd's gone now. Do we want? I think we go Goff, even though I do like Lazard. I think it really makes sense to take Goff because then we could go Sam Laporta with our next pick.
Oof. That sounds very fun. And then
we build a nice little Detroit stack here.
That sounds very fun. I'm 100% down with that. Goff, Laporta, for sure.
Let's send it. This guy's not going to take Laporta, right?
I have a strange obsession with drafting Laporta. I don't know.
Wow, that guy just reached for Ashane there. I guess it's not that big of a reach, especially because Miami's not going to take JT. So I guess that makes him better. All right, Laporta's great. This is a nice looking team now. Now I actually love pairing my tight ends with the QBs and then just kind of taking the best receivers available.
Yeah, for sure. Tight ends are really touchdown dependent anyway. So it's like, if they're going to smash, it's usually TDs.
Yeah. And obviously having Amon-Ra is great. Now, if we could get DPJ, we'll get some really nice stacks built. Okay. And then
I definitely like this team.
Then we just kind of ride home with a bunch of receivers, really. We'll be almost done with every position. We'll need one more at each spot and then like 4 more receivers.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. We can take like a late QB. We can figure it out at tight ends because we've got like 2 of the middle tier tight ends. So it's like if something falls to us, we can take it. But
right.
Got Zay, Mike, Devontae, Brown.
By the way, I don't even know if we ever introduced you to the viewers. You're like, anyone who's an RGP member definitely knows who you are because you are in that Discord all day long. They're gonna wonder where you've been for the last hour.
Yeah, probably for sure. I'm always always try to be active in the Discord and such.
I'll let them know. I don't think I ever told them.
This team, I definitely like this team. It's definitely more RB heavy than I go, but I'm also playing the playoff week best ball, trying to do 0 RB and such. But I like this team as far as for this format for sure.
Yeah.
You definitely need more balanced teams in the no playoff type of contest.
For sure. All right. Well, we got 12 picks away. Give me a player. Try to guess my exposure to a player because we talk a lot about players. So I'm curious if you could nail my exposure to a guy.
On a specific dude or just a random?
Yeah. Pick a guy that you feel like I would have. Pick a guy you think I'm going to have more than 8.5% because that's the average.
You better have more than 8.5% Lamar.
Well, yeah, we looked at him. We already looked at QB.
Oh, wait, yeah, we did. Okay. You mean down in this range. I think you have more than 8.5% Chig. I just saw Chig on there.
Yeah, I bet I do. I think you're right. All right, let's see.
I like Chig. I've been drafting a lot of Chig, but we'll see. Come on, Chig.
Dude, I don't have any on here.
No,
but you know what?
Chig.
You know what? I have a ton on Underdog. So I really I value draft to the extreme. So
yeah,
I'm taking guys where they're better priced. I'll pull up Underdog so that you get a little credit here because I know I have a ton of him on there.
Yeah, I'm definitely in on Chig. I like Chig a lot.
Let me see.
I think people are undervaluing Tennessee's offense a little too much.
Dude, I actually have like 8% on Underdog, so I'm just under.
Tough.
I'm surprised.
Tough.
I thought you were right on about that. I'm kind of surprised I have so little because I think I've been slightly over ADP on him all offseason, which means his ADP is just falling because people are taking him earlier than it says. That's the tricky thing. If you try to rely on ADP on a guy who's climbing, you're never going to get him.
I think people are undervaluing Tennessee's offense a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. People never believe in Tannehill. He's just always a guy no one wants exposure to. All right, we're definitely up. Chig just went. We're up in a few picks. We're taking DPJ for sure.
Who else is on the board? Are we at the top of the queue right here?
This would be the place to take Jamison Williams, but I really never do.
I don't think I would want a triple stack in this format because I feel like you really need to nail the nuts. You know what I mean? And I feel like it would be hard for 3 guys to get there.
Yeah. Kind of. So I think we have to take DPJ. We could take a guy like Mingo now.
Mingo, Reed. I would love Mingo.
I don't think this guy is going to reach down for DPJ with his build.
Mingo, yeah. Mingo or Reed.
We said we wanted Mingo, and I think he's more likely to be gone than DPJ is.
Yep. I'm in on Mingo. Mingo, DPJ is.
This guy hasn't screwed us once the whole draft. I don't think he's going to start right now.
Alec Pierce
and Sam Howell. Yeah, dude. Do whatever you want to do with Sam Howell. All right.
That's beautiful. So we got
I actually like Sam Howell okay, but I'm just not willing to reach like some of these guys.
I definitely have quite a bit of Sam Howell, but I'm not reaching on Sam Howell.
What's his actual ADP? 166 now, so that wasn't that bad of a reach. Let's see what he's ranked on our full PPR rankings. Tell me if you see him. I've got him at 177, so I just never really end up getting him.
He's climbing. He is climbing.
He's climbing a lot because he had a good preseason, but I don't know, dude. What makes Sam Howell a better prospect than Bryce Young? They both have pretty bad teams. I just don't really, I don't really see it.
Everybody's been hyping up Sam Howell's rushing upside. That's why, because he was a pretty good runner in college.
I have Chig at 158. Where does he go on here? $150. His ADP is 153, so he's just climbing just out of reach every time. But the fact that I have 0 shares when I'm barely below ADP that's wild.
I definitely like this team a lot. We've made out of there. I think we made out of there with 2 of the highest upside receivers in the whole draft with DPJ and Mingo.
And then Evans can give us boom weeks. Zay should be out there every game running a ton of routes. So I actually really like his floor.
And then we got our 2 monsters.
He had a lot of ceiling games last year. I think I had 40% Zay last year because he was a last round pick. So I was taking him the last round of every draft. I had so much of him, and I think he was one of the best players in best ball, really, because I think he had 3 or 4 games of 25 plus.
And then we got our 2 studs with Ra and Devontae also.
Yeah, this is a sweet team. All right, so how do we need to finish this out? We need 1 more running back, 1 more QB, 1 more tight end, and then just receivers. I don't think we need to go 4 tight end on this team because these guys they're really solid.
Not with the middle range guys. I usually
wait till you see my Hayden Hurst exposure.
I have a lot of Hurst.
Hold Hold on, I'm gonna show you
I have quite a bit of hate. And Trey McBride, likely Hurst and Trey McBride. I have
look at
tons
this.
of.
Look at this Hayden Hurst. Ignore the Mike
30.
Gesicki. Dolchich and Gesicki, I'm really not proud of. That was I was drafting them. I was just taking Gesicki in the last round of the draft, but that was like about 3 weeks ago when I did all those drafts. I just kept getting him in the last round, and I didn't really intend to. So I hope he has some boom games, but I honestly kind of hate him. So anyone watching this, don't think about these. And then Dolchich, again,
I would stand tall on Dolchich.
What was that?
I said I would stand firm on Dolchich. I don't think Troutman is good at football. I think Dolchich is the guy.
I mean, Dolchich is definitely the guy who would have boom games, but I hate that I've paid 155 on average for a guy who's going to be on the field a lot less than Musgrave at 182.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, and Hurst is going to be out there more than Dolchich. So Russell Wilson's probably a better QB to play with, but I'm not thrilled about that. But look I love this Hayden Hurst exposure. I mean, 193 ADP is just, I think this is the guy that you're going to like, people are going to look back and just be like, why was an every down tight end playing with Bryce Young at 193? I think Bryce Young made mediocre tight ends at Alabama look good.
Yeah, agreed. I like the Mark Andrews exposure too. I'm in.
Yeah, I have a lot of Andrews.
I'm all in on every Ravens piece not named Odell. Every single one or some of my.
I'm all in on all of the non-running backs.
See, I'm even in on. I'm just in on the. Well,
I'm not in on that.
I'm lower.
I'll take a little Gus, I guess. All right, hey, we're about to be up. We got to focus here. Let's see. I usually take Slayton here, but I'm flexible. What are you thinking? We could go Michael. We could go your boy Michael Wilson.
One of my favorite picks. I'm in. If you want to go Wilson, I'm down. One of my favorite picks is.
Pick too.
I love McCall Hardman right now because Davis just retired.
That's true. He's climbing. I've been moving him up my rankings.
I do like
let's
McCall.
Take him. I think we've got a really good safe floor with our team. So
I think we drafted a good floor with our first 4, and now we're kind of swinging upside with Mingo, DPJ, Hardman.
Yeah.
Do you want to get our last tight end?
Oh, that guy did take Michael Wilson. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, I mean, I end up putting Hayden Hurst on so many teams, but we should have taken Bryce Young. Oh, we got to take Young here.
Oh yeah.
And then Hurst might be there later.
Ooh, that'd be nice. 3 double stacks.
Yeah. He really might be there because I have him ranked so high, so it makes it seem like he's going to go, but his ADP is 199. And our next pick is 203, so he really might be there.
We would have all 3 of our tight ends attached to QB. See, that's what I'm talking.
That's the dream scenario.
3 double stacked pocket passing QBs. Well, not actually. I think Watson's going to run more than people are giving credit for.
But people think of Watson as like a big time runner because he's so mobile, but he's really good in scrambling and then throwing outside the pocket. But I don't think he's not like a Lamar type runner. Although I did notice, I moved Watson up probably 4 or 5 spots after I noticed in the preseason film that he had a couple designed runs inside the 10.
That's huge.
Like direct snaps, just like the type of Josh Allen shit that they do at the goal line. They were running that for Watson, and I was like, "Ooh, that really adds to his upside." And that made me move Nick Chubb down another spot.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's not good for Nick Chubb either. I love Nick Chubb. I just can't ever get him in fantasy or like. I think he's one of the best RBs.
Runner. Yeah, I've got no qualms about him as a football player, but I just don't see taking him this high when he's not much of a pass catcher.
No.
And, I just think Watson's going to end up vulturing him at the goal line. Not every time, but enough to ruin your year.
I actually have my Jerome Ford bags packed. I think he's going to.
All right, look, here's my complete lack. I've never gotten Chubb once in a draft.
Wow.
I got 7% Hubbard. I got 7% Hubbard just in case Miles Sanders dies. And then let's see. Who are you just saying you have Ford?
Jerome Ford.
I'm
Ford?
with you. I'm with you. I got like double the field basically.
15. Yep. I'm in on Ford.
He's a guy that I would probably choose to have a little less of now, just because not playing in the preseason as a rookie can be a pretty big negative. But I think he'll get up to speed. He's the kind of guy who could win us the league if Chubb goes down halfway through the year.
Oh, yeah.
We don't really need him to be all that active in the beginning of the season. All right, we're 3 picks away. This sliding scale is just terrible.
Is Hurst still on the board? We can keep packing your Hurst bag.
Yeah, we have to keep packing
Let's keep packing her up.
This will be one of the latest Hurst picks I've probably ever gotten to take.
And then that puts us, we're done at QB and done at tight end.
Yeah, that'd be great. So then we just need one more running back and then a bunch of receivers. I like Hunter Renfrow a lot.
I've got some good dart throw receivers as well that I know.
You know what we can do with Renfrow actually is we can double stack Vegas. You don't need the QB for a stack like that. So we could get a little mini Vegas stack there.
Yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to that.
Oh, did he just get picked? I don't see him anymore. Damn it, I think he did. Let's see. I wish this thing would stop scrolling. No, I don't think he got picked. Am I blind?
Hurst and Renfrow are at the top.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. Thank you.
Yeah, I was about to say they're both
Hurst,
at the top,
I think even though I'd like to have Renfrow and his ADP, I don't know. Let's see. How many tight ends does this guy have? Only one. We have to take Hurst.
Hurst is more important.
Yeah, Hurst is more important. We don't need Renfrow. We could Allen Robinson and Mac Hollins and Hardy are all good. Oh, wow. What did this guy do that it's already our pick and he didn't
Yeah, he's the best. Did he have – that's weird.
Oh, because he went Josh Downs, which I think is such a reach when the Hunter Renfrow's on the board. Sweet.
Yeah.
This team has really come together.
This team is nice. I'm not going to lie. This team this team's fire.
This is so nice. I mean, to get Renfrow with the 18th round pick is just fantastic. All right, so we've got 2 picks left. We do kind of need another running back. We might even want 2 at this point because our receivers are just so solid.
Favorite one, not even remotely close because James Conner is bad at football is Keontae.
I love Keontae. Yeah, he's clearly
James Conner either gets hurt or just isn't good at football. One of those two. Yeah. I am so out on. That's probably my biggest out.
Yeah, I think that they'll want to run Keontae more this season just because they're going to be so putrid that they just want to get him reps.
Do you think they're just going to tank? Like, are they like that with getting rid of Colt McCoy? Are they just completely in tank mode, like not even caring?
Yeah, I think that they're thinking we might as well try to bring along and give some reps to prospects because Colt McCoy is not a prospect. So he's just a stopgap. And it's like, why have a guy who's just a stopgap, who's giving him those reps is worthless. And if he accidentally wins you an extra game, it's only a negative. So I think it's a combination of tanking, but also like, let's use these reps on someone that matters.
I feel bad because they just got that new coach too. You know, he's going in ready to roll. To
that guy's a sacrificial lamb, dude. That guy lacks EQ. Like you see him talking to players, he just seems like he's a little clueless, a little spacey. I kind of think they've tossed him in there as a sacrificial lamb.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be in the fire for sure.
Yeah.
What RBs are left? All right, so if we got Ingram on the board.
Go ahead.
If you like late round flyers, somebody I've drafted a lot of is Chase Edmonds for Tampa. He's not going to be up at the top, but I've been drafting quite a bit of Chase.
Sell me on Edmonds. I doubt I have one share.
So if you look at the last couple game logs from him for last year, he was actually getting some decent usage down the very end of the season. Click on his game.
Yeah, you're right. It actually says he's supposed to operate as the number 2 back.
He was getting some usage once Lenny sat. Like he was getting targets and some carries down the stretch. You know, like I definitely think as a dart throw, he's not the worst choice in the world.
Yeah, and I don't think I think my Rachaad White bags are kind of light. Let's see.
That's another reason. Yeah. See, like usually if I'm not in on the main guy,
well, I've got 11%, but that's not a ton. That's a very average amount. So I'm in line with White. I guess a little overweight, but yeah. Okay, let's do that. I think that's a pretty. Look, part of why I like to bring guests on the stream and pick a team with you is so you can put your own unique flair onto the team. And this is definitely like I was not even considering picking Edmonds, so I like this.
I like another guy I'm drafting too is Latavius Murray. A lot of people have been thinking that he might steal Damian Harris's role, possibly.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I've
I'm
been
not.
hearing that. I have a little too much Harris to want to
Yeah,
let
I'm
that
not
seep into
convinced
my
though.
brain. But yeah, I know. The thing I like about taking guys like these types of picks and like Keontae is like pretty much no one was picking them all offseason.
Yep.
So now they're going to be super low owned as a whole, especially in a contest like this. It's like it's a season long contest. So if you've got
Right.
a 1% owned player and he's going nuts, like that really separates your team.
No, 100% agree.
All right, so I bet both these guys will still be on the board. So we're gonna finish up with Keontae Edmonds. This is a really nice team.
How do you feel about the Indiana guys? Well, because I see Evan Hull right there. What do you think about
Yeah,
the Taylor situation? Because I've been considering the
dude,
Indy
I
guys
think
because
I don't think I have any Taylor. Let me look.
I don't have any Taylor. I know,
I really
thankfully.
thought Taylor was not gonna play.
It
When
looks
when
messy
they
with.
said they were gonna trade him, I actually kind of started getting worried. Dude, I have 9% Taylor. What a bummer.
Whew. Yeah,
You know what happened?
I
Some of my auto drafts, like I had him ranked like 10 or 11 spots below ADP. And I was just like kind of firing some auto drafts every day. And I think some like bad news came out about Taylor that dropped him so far that it made my auto draft start taking him. And I
somebody
thought,
just took
whatever.
Chase Edmonds.
What?
I cannot believe somebody. That guy just took Chase. Wow,
No
he's the
way.
best. He's the best. Wow, I cannot believe he
Who
just
is
took
this
Chase
guy?
Edmonds.
What an absolute stud. Coompsty. Wow.
I
Maybe he's watching
cannot
the
believe he
stream.
just took There's no way, man. I get Chase Edmonds in any draft I want him in. That is
Yeah, I don't think I've
insane.
ever seen him get drafted. So that's kind of tilting.
Well, Keontae it is for sure.
Deontay, but then what do we want to do with the last one? Do you want to grab Lat?
I would be fine personally with 5 on this team. That's
Yeah,
up
I'm
to
okay
you,
with
though.
5.
We
Let's
do
see
have.
what are our. Oh, I love Deontay Hardy.
I'm not against Hardy. I am drafting a lot of Wandale Robinson also. I think Wandale, he just got activated off the pup list, so he's probably going to play, I would have to imagine.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think a lot of
true.
those guys just aren't good, really. Like not Hyatt and Hodgins, but
Yeah,
the rest of them.
I just hate taking guys because like off an ACL because all that surgery
Fair,
does is kill your burst. So
fair, fair, fair.
I really believe in Hardy. Do you have any
You
Hardy?
like Hardy?
I think he's going to
I'm
be the
down with.
starting slot receiver for Buffalo, and you can take
All
a
right,
starting receiver for Buffalo at pick
let's
230.
do it. I'm down with it.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
all right.
I
Here's the
think this
final. Here's
team
the
is.
final team.
I think this is a disgusting team.
This
This is a
is.
nice, nice team.
All
We've
right, I'm gonna
got.
write down 142. I think I can rename this. I'll rename it to your name, so then I can just quickly find it during the season and see where it's at. You might even be
Usually,
able
if
to search the leaderboard. I think you know what you could probably do. I think you can search the leaderboard for my name 142 to find this team throughout the season.
see, that's cool too. I think with us getting 4 RBs in the first 10 rounds, we really didn't need too much
Yeah,
help, you know.
I've been doing like that because I like to do the opposite of what kind of everyone is,
Right,
especially everyone sharp is doing, which sounds really stupid, but I try to not go the same construction that everyone else is going to have. To try
right.
to be kind of unique against a lot of the people who know Deontay Hardy is going to be this like the starting slot guy for Buffalo. They're not going Madison Akers like ETN, like they're
Yeah.
avoiding the dead zone of running backs typically. So I hope I'm ending up with some unique builds that also have really good late round receivers like this and guys like Laporta and Hurst. So I think this is a really good build. I'm quite happy with it.
Same. We've got 3 double stacks. All 3 of them have all our tight ends are correlated too. So that's, tight ends are touchdown dependent. So not a bad idea.
I love it. All right. That's a wrap for us. Let's see if I can bring us to the. Oh, nice. Dude, this thing's pretty cool. I'm glad this was only $25 and it's already worth it. This was fun.
Yeah, this is cool for sure. Wait, so are we off live now?
No, we're still live, so don't
You're
say
still
anything
live?
too dumb.
Nah, I gotcha.
Yeah, I like that Padres hat. That's pretty sick. Do you think all right,
Thank
let's
you.
have a quick conversation. People can get off if they don't care about baseball, but I know you're a big baseball guy. We've been putting out bets that have been crushing it at RGP. So I know, we've been following it every day. What do you think of the situation with the Angels just like rage quitting the season and dropping all their guys. Do you think the Padres might just say, we'll pay for all these guys and just take a bunch of them? Because technically they have like first dibs.
Man, some of the guys that got dropped are just insane. Like, I think Giolito is, I mean, he's worth picking up. I don't think he's good, but like, I don't think a guy like that should be dropped for absolutely
Right. Someone
nothing.
should take him just for see if they can fix whatever's wrong with him, because he was so good and now he's horrible. So he's a project that's worth a shot on. But like, as a Reds backer, they desperately need someone who's pitching well right now. So I don't want.
Oh man, the worst drop of the day. Why did Mike Clevenger get thrown? He's been one of the best pitchers over the past 2 months.
So
I mean, he's
good.
scorching.
Yeah, that's who I want the Reds to go get, really. I mean, everyone's talking about the Angels guys. I actually would rather see the Reds go get Mike Clevenger, because I think he's the most valuable guy.
I don't understand why he got dropped. He's been absolutely scorching. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He should not have been dropped. That one's insane.
And then Reynaldo Lopez, he's been really good against righties. He's okay to lefties, not great, but he's been really good to righties. So he's the kind of guy that I think you could bring in and play him in the right spots and get a lot of value out of him. I wonder where Grichuk ends up, because, I mean, he's a valuable bat too.
Same with Renfroe. I don't think Renfroe's bad either. Both of those guys are solid.
I wonder if like a team like Boston would try to take Renfroe back, or I don't know. They might be like out on him at this point, but I don't know how that situation ended. But I think it's just fascinating. I can't really remember a year where this many guys just got straight up cut so that they're just totally free. Like, you see teams put a guy on revocable waivers where they can make a trade, but you rarely see them just straight up drop him with no effort to even trade. Like, why wouldn't the Angels try to like use revocable waiver? Maybe it's too late. It might be past the deadline for that, actually.
Agreed.
Maybe that's why they just
don't understand it at all. No, I just don't get it. Like, it's not like they're just complete like bad players. Like Grichuk, Renfroe, Clevenger, Giolito's got to be fixable. It's hard to see someone going from being elite to just that bad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's been terrible, but
all right. Well, I got to go help make dinner, but this was great. This was a lot of fun. We'll probably do another one of these maybe next week. I got my actual my big season-long draft this weekend. I'm flying out to see the boys. We're all getting together. We do our draft in person, so that's on Saturday for me. So I'm gonna be drafting a lot this week, kind of using best ball to mock draft for my season long.
Hopefully we can do some of these on, maybe convince you to do them Sunday mornings, do a little talk.
I think that's the plan. I think we might do some live streams on Sunday before NFL, and maybe we do one of these on like Friday talking about the slate, and then maybe we do a Sunday morning one too.
Definitely
down. I can get up to 10 guests in here. I don't know how that would look. It might be chaos, but yeah, with my new premium membership, I can get up to 10 people in here.
That'd be insane if we had 10 of us in here. That'd be interesting.
We should just pull in some of the RGP users to like drop a hot take sometimes.
That'd be cool for sure.
All right, I'll let you go. Thanks, Caleb.
All right, brother.